Now on Good Morning Northwest, breaking overnight, new questions about whether U.S. strikes actually destroyed Iran's nuclear program. A leaked Pentagon report suggests the damage may be far less than President Trump claims.
And it's cloudy and warm to start the day, but I've got some pleasant changes coming later in your first alert forecast.
And fire departments across multiple agencies are scrambling to catch an arsonist. The clues they're following after 12 intentional fires along Upriver Drive and how you can help the investigation. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks for being with us. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Natalie Grant. Today is Wednesday, June 25th. Welcome to it. Let's start things off with meteorologist Matt Gray. Look at that first alert forecast. Feeling nice when you're stepping out the door today.
Yeah, you do not need any sort of extra layer this morning, that's for sure, because we're already in the 60s. You know, what's funny is over the weekend, these were like our high temperatures on Saturday. These are warmer than our high temperatures on Saturday. So just what a difference a few days can make. So 63 right now in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, very mild. 64 at Moses Lake. We're in the upper 50s around places like Colville, Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry, which once again, everybody's very warm by consideration and a lot warmer than this time yesterday. Most of us getting up close to 10 plus degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday when the sun was coming up, all because it is cloudy this morning, and that helped kind of keep us warm as those clouds moved in overnight, have been hanging around through this morning. We've even seen a couple of little sprinkles trying to get themselves going across the inland Northwest. Now, anything that could produce rain has mostly moved into North Idaho and is going to be moving out of here pretty quickly. In fact, we just saw a shower move over the Naples area. Looks like that's headed off into the mountains. A couple little sprinkles around Latah County as well. For these early morning hours, it's not going to add much to the rain gauge, and so the vast majority of us here this morning will continue on with the cloudy skies, the mild temperatures. Expect to be in the 70s as we head towards 10 or 11 o'clock. We are going to see some nicer weather with both air quality and sunshine later this afternoon. We'll take you through it coming up.
Matt, thanks. In the Israel-Iran war, new questions this morning about whether the U.S. military strikes obliterated the country's nuclear program or only set it back a few months.
ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in D.C. with details on the new report and reaction from the White House.
This morning, President Trump at the NATO summit in the Netherlands meeting with world leaders just hours after he announced a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. The president doubling down on his claim that the Iranian nuclear sites were completely destroyed from the U.S. strikes.
Iran will never rebuild its nuclear. From there? Absolutely not. That place is under rock. That place is demolished.
But sources tell ABC News a preliminary Pentagon report indicates the damage was limited, saying Iran's nuclear program was only set back a few months. The preliminary report from the Defense Intelligence Agency and U.S. Central Command says that much of Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium was not destroyed because it was moved before the U.S. struck. 900 pounds of near weapons-grade uranium is also unaccounted for, according to the International Atomic Energy Agency. Lawmakers like the top Senate intelligence Democrat who have attacked the White House for being kept in the dark on the strikes remain critical after reviewing the classified report on the damage.
We also have got questions about where all of Iran's enriched uranium is located at this point. And if it's not taken out, what next? Are our troops still in harm's way?
But a top U.S. military commander says even after Saturday's attack, Iran remains a serious threat to U.S. forces in the Middle East.
They do. They possess considerable tactical capability.
Back at the NATO summit, the conflict in the Middle East still looms large, along with a host of issues, including the unresolved Russia-Ukraine war and Trump's controversial comments about whether America will be faithful to alliance's core mutual defense pact. Meanwhile,
a faith-based group led a vigil outside the ICE building in Spokane Monday, just fewer than 2 weeks since protesters filled the streets there, enraged with immigration forces. Now, people filled that area with the sounds of song and prayer gathering for this calm vigil. Well, the tone was different than the protests we saw on June 11th. People attending the vigil say the message is still the same.
Showing up with love for our community, with love for our neighbors, and love for our country. And it's not the division, it's not snagging people, it's not denying justice.
The vigil was organized by faith leaders and leaders of conscience known as FLLC. They call it Truthful Tuesday and hope to continue doing it every week. FLLC says the goal is to spread the golden rule, to love your neighbor as you love yourself.
A man in Post Falls could face the death penalty if found guilty of shooting and killing his ex-girlfriend's boyfriend. Jason Rooks charged with first-degree murder, burglary, stalking, and destroying evidence in the death of 46-year-old Nathan Rogers. Rook pleaded not guilty. According to court documents filed in May, the prosecution intends to seek the death penalty, though the defense has filed several motions to fight that. Rook's trial is scheduled to start September 22nd. In the past month, someone intentionally set 12 fires along Upriver Drive.
And this morning, fire departments across multiple agencies are scrambling to catch who's behind them. Because the fires have been happening in the same area at the same time of day and without trash or debris around them, fire departments say it's clear they're not accidental. Besides firefighters, this pattern has visitors at these popular spots concerned.
There can be a lot of damage to life and property, and that's our #1 concern, keeping everybody safe. It's an enjoyable place for everybody to recreate.
Agencies are now combining forces to find the answers, and they're looking for your help. If you see any suspicious activity or someone starting fires in the area, take note of their description and make sure to call 911. Well, the streets of downtown Spokane will soon be transformed into hundreds of basketball courts this weekend, of course, for Hoop Fest.
And some things to consider now can help you stay in the game. Hoop Fest medical director Dr. Nicholas Strasser says players should start preparing now to avoid injuries. He recommends aggressive hydration several days before the event. That means now. Playing pickup games to warm up and wearing proper footwear with ankle protection. Multi-care medical tents will provide free assessments during the event.
Spying your court ahead of time. Nothing wrong with getting there early, making sure there's no foreign objects, nothing that you're going to slip on.
For families attending this weekend, suggest children wearing bright colors so you can spot them easily in crowds, and discuss the importance of staying together. And tell us about your team. Go to the 4 News Now Facebook page and share a few details. We'll cover the event, and you may just see 4 News Now crew at your game this weekend.
And coming up a little later here, we're talking more about Hoop Fest. Everything you need to know if you're going down to watch teams, if you are going down to play. It'll be coming up here in just a little bit.
We have the big boss here.
That's true.
Just saying, the big Hoop Fest boss is with us. It's now 7 minutes after 6.
Checking in with meteorologist Matt Gray. Yeah, it's going to be a warm Hoop Fest weekend. Water, like he said, is essential.
Aggressive hydration will be needed. Hey, might be the same for 4th of July here as well. You know, it's about heat. It's about construction. We've seen that in Cataldo. We've seen that in downtown. We are talking wind. You can see the camera shaking a little bit. Coming up in your forecast.
Headed downtown for Hoop Fest? Well, a major construction project could slow you down. We'll show you what to expect coming up next.
And a medical breakthrough saves millions of children, but progress is stalling, and diseases like measles and polio could make a comeback. We'll take a look at why just ahead.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now weather is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Rain or shine, day or night, good weather always reigns at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. No matter the weather, winning is better. Your 7-day forecast calls for fun at the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Coeur d'Alene Casino, winning is just the beginning.
Ghirardelli Intense Dark. Bold. Rich. Intensely delicious dark chocolate. Ghirardelli Intense Dark makes life a bite better.
Need a new garage door?
Sorry.
We know your garage door is more than just a door. It's also curb appeal and security. That's why our expertly trained technicians bring precision to every install. Precision Garage Door Service. Fast, reliable, and a great investment for your home. Give us a call today.
My parents started their first dealership in Coeur d'Alene in 1983. They took pride in being locally owned and work hard to help this great community we call home.
Now, 3 generations later, we're still proud to be one of the last locally owned Subaru dealerships, and we're working harder than ever to give back to the community that has supported us all these years.
Because we're looking forward to being your local family Subaru dealer for generations to come.
Summer is here in the Pacific Northwest, and it's set to be a scorcher. But why suffer through another season of sweltering heat and box fans? Call the experts at Bill's Heating and AC. With a lowest price guarantee, free second opinions, and a warehouse full of top quality equipment, we're ready to make your summer comfortable without breaking the bank. Technicians are on standby. Call for your free quote today.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
It is 6:10. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. A federal judge has indefinitely blocked President Donald Trump's executive order to end collective bargaining rights for many federal workers.
The ruling comes after unions representing nearly 1 million workers requested an injunction. It contradicts an appeals court decision on a similar case back in May. Trump signed the order in March, aiming to end some union contracts, calling federal unions a threat to his agenda.
The United Kingdom will buy a dozen F-35A jets from the United States. Official word will come from Britain's prime minister today during the NATO summit. The fifth-generation fighter jets are some of the most advanced on the planet, capable of carrying nuclear weapons. The British government says the purchase will support 20,000 jobs in the UK's F-35 program. It also means Britain will join NATO's dual-capable aircraft nuclear mission.
Well, this morning, the FBI is preparing to reassign thousands of agents away from immigration enforcement to focus instead on counterterrorism and cyber threats. Sources say that move was fast-tracked after recent U.S. strikes on Iran. It also comes as federal officials announced the arrest of 11 Iranian nationals in the U.S., some with criminal records or suspected terror ties. And at the same time, a massive immigrant detention center is set to open deep in the Florida Everglades, sparking environmental concerns.
Routine vaccines have saved the lives of 154 million children over the past 50 years. But a new report in the Lancet Medical Journal shows that progress is stalling. The World Health Organization says more than 4 billion kids have been vaccinated, preventing diseases like polio, measles, and TB. Still, more than 100 countries saw drops in childhood immunizations from 2010 to 2019, opening the door to new outbreaks. Experts blame the COVID pandemic, political instability, and vaccine misinformation.
Takeaway today in your forecast. Cloudy and warm this morning. You can leave the long sleeves at home, that's for sure. We will see breezy and a lot sunnier this afternoon. And we're tracking hot weather for Hoop Fest and beyond.
A new preschool has opened its doors in Spokane Valley. It's located in the same building where a Montessori preschool suddenly shut down a year and a half ago. While the two share the same location, their approach is different on education. The new Spokane Valley Montessori School opens as a nonprofit. It's parent-governed and an alternative for the previous for-profit institution.
We are a different school than the one before us. We're made up of a completely different leadership group, a completely different ownership group, and set in a slightly different direction than what they did before. We're excited about that.
The school will be open from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and 25 enrollment spots are available, so grab them while you can. Good morning, Northwest time right now, 6:13.
Boeing and the FAA are under fire this morning. A new report exposes the safety failures that led to a terrifying midair incident. Who's to blame? Yeah, the answer's coming up a little bit later here on Good Morning Northwest.
And construction cones and Hoop Fest crowds don't exactly mix, but we're downtown this morning with the city's plan to keep traffic moving this weekend. It's coming up after the break.
When it comes to getting what's fair for your auto accident, the scales of justice can be a bit unbalanced.
So how do you get what's fair?
Call Russell & Hill.
We've handled thousands of injury cases and have the resources to make the insurance company pay out.
Call Russell & Hill.
We have all your SUV options here at Post Falls Volkswagen. Choose the SUV with easy-to-use technology that best meets your needs and budget. There are so many choices, so take as many test drives as you want, and our knowledgeable staff will assist you with all the information you need.
The redesigned 2025 Tiguan just arrived and is turning heads. Smarter, sleeker, and more stylish than anything on the road.
Find SUV options at Post Falls Volkswagen, the home of 0000.
It's the Click It RV Spokane Star Spangled RV Sales Event. Now until July 6th. Shop new and used RVs from Winnebago, Wildwood Heritage Glen, and more. There's 0 down and no payments for 6 months. And the highest paid for your trade-in. It's time for your independence as you hit the road in your RV, camper, trailer, or fifth wheel. And get low American pricing before the tariffs hit. Nobody beats a Click It RV deal. We guarantee it. So get here for the Click It RV Star Spangled Sales Event. Going on now through July 6th.
Looks like we made it.
Barry Manilow. The last Spokane concert. Barry Manilow. See him performing all the hits for one night only at Spokane Arena Friday, July 11th. Get tickets now at ticketswest.com.
Walking 5 miles for $10. That's one way to earn some extra cash. But are you tired of chasing money?
Oh, come on!
Why not make your money work as hard as you do? Get 3.5% APY with an Ascend checking account and let your hustle earn dividends. Visit p1fcu.org/earn to learn more.
I don't think I'm cut out for this.
Backyard barbecues, family gatherings, now is the best time to visit Jacobs Custom Living. New furniture has arrived and Jacobs really has the largest and most varied inventory ever. Comfortable lounge furniture, elegant outdoor dinner sets, umbrellas, and much more. Hurry in and experience for yourself the high-quality outdoor furniture at Jacobs Custom Living that will make your deck, patio, or cabin a wonderful place for gatherings all summer long. On Sprague, just east of Sullivan.
When it comes to getting what's fair for your auto accident, the scales of justice can be a bit unbalanced.
So how do you get what's fair?
Call Russell and Hill.
We've handled thousands of injury cases and have the resources to make the insurance company pay out.
Call Russell and Hill.
Olympus Living of the Spokane Valley. Independent and assisted living for adults 55 plus.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:17. Downtown Spokane is getting ready for one of the biggest weekends of the year, of course, Hoop Fest.
And if you have driven through downtown Spokane lately, you know there's a lot of construction. Hannah Joy is live downtown this morning, getting the inside scoop on whether impacts will actually, or whether you will be impacted by any of that construction. Sounds like maybe not.
Good morning, Natalie. Good morning, Robin. Yes, Hoop Fest is just days away. And if you've driven downtown Spokane, then you've already seen the cones, the construction. And this big project is on Washington and Stevens. That's where it's happening. And so I'm here with Kirsten Davis from the city of Spokane to just tell us a little bit about what we can expect during Hoop Fest. But you know what? Before we even begin, Kirsten, you told me that you did all the things regarding Hoop Fest. You had a team, you volunteered. So, oh my God, how do you feel leading up to this weekend?
Oh, this is one of my favorite weeks of the year. It's such a great community event and a great time to host people downtown. So it's awesome. Yeah.
And so can you just tell us what's happening here on Washington and Stevens with all this construction that's happening?
Yeah, so we are just getting this surface done in the next day or so. And we'll be out of the way for the weekend and through the 4th of July events. And just getting ready to welcome all these people to town and make it as obstruction-free as possible.
And it sounds like the city is really prepared to handle all of this. And why is that? How did this preparation come about?
Well, this has been an evolving event between the city and local, and Hoop Fest for 35 years. So we fill potholes. We make sure that we got the street, these 42 city blocks swept and cleaned. We make sure we have solid waste containers and recycling containers ready to be emptied over the weekend. So there's, we have the police who shut down the streets on Friday night so we can set up those 400 courts. So we're ready to go.
Great. And so the delays, you should expect any type of delays, but maybe you shouldn't due to the fact that the city is really prepared for all this weekend has to offer. But you know what, guys? We also need to be planning ahead, looking for alternate routes just in case and to plan ahead. So back to you guys in studio.
Hey, you know who's planning ahead and who's been planning for
a while?
A whole year.
Since last year.
Executive Director of Hoop Fest, Riley Stockton, in studio with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, okay. Are you ready? It's the big question.
Yeah, you know, our team feels really good with where we're at. You know, we're 3 days away. Now it's just executing the plans we've been working on a year for. So, yeah, we're super excited for this year.
Oh, we are.
It'll be so much fun. And I guess when you're coming into this year, if you're going down to maybe watch some games or maybe you're participating, anything new, anything exciting that people should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, Friday is going to be a big day for us. So we have a women's professional tournament for the first time. We have some great players that are in town. We're trying to break the world record of bump, which will be a very exciting time. So that's 2 o'clock on center court on Friday. And then we have a 24-hour charity game. So that will be from 7 a.m. on Friday to 7 a.m. on Saturday. They're better than me. I couldn't be up that long.
That's
couldn't
incredible.
play that long.
And of course, the charity is Embrace Washington, near and dear to my heart as well. They do amazing work for kids in foster care and those who care for kids in foster care. Okay, so everybody's asking you, when do I find out when I play, where I play? When does all that stuff happen?
Yep. All that stuff is going to be released on our app at 5 p.m. today. So you can either go onto our website and find it, or on the Hoop Fest app, which is a must for Hoop Fest to get around and get to all the teams you need to see.
You guys make it so easy, though, too, to like find out where you are and the maps and all this. It's really, really great.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a big day for us. We'll get a bunch of questions, but 5 p.m. today, you'll see those brackets out.
Set those alarms for sure. And I mean, it's not too late to get on the fun if you're not playing, if you're just going to go down and watching, but you want to be a little involved. You guys still need help.
Yeah, we're still looking for volunteers, both court monitors that are there all weekend, and then also the shift volunteers as well. You know, what makes this event great is the people that show up for it. We're a staff of 7 or 8 and can only do so much. And so it's really the volunteers that make this event what it is.
And it's so huge. You need people, and you will be so glad that you pitched in.
Yes,
all right, Riley, good luck.
Thank you.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
All right, let's check in now with a live look this morning over downtown Spokane, where all the action is going to happen in just days. And boy, we, of course, are looking forward to the weather as well. It makes a huge difference on how you feel, how you play.
Drink lots of water, hydrate yourself.
What was the term? Aggressive hydration?
Aggressive hydration.
Love that.
Hey, it's no matter what the weather is, aggressive hydration is always a huge positive. We'll talk about the Hoop Fest weather in a minute, because I think for most of it, actually looking pretty decent here. So while as for today, we are anticipating some windy weather. It already is breezy here in downtown. We'll look outside our studio just a moment ago, and you can see those winds right about 8, 9, 10 miles an hour. Expected to get up to sustained winds around 15 for this afternoon, as it usually gets breezier during the second half of the day. Gusts will be about 20, 30 miles an hour at times through the afternoon. And so with those winds, make sure we're practicing some good fire safety. It's still pretty tender dry out there. The clouds that are over us right now, they're going to go away fairly quickly, but still we're going to see kind of alternating partly and mostly cloudy conditions through about lunchtime, and then lots of sunshine for the afternoon. Temperatures very similar to yesterday, maybe just a degree or two cooler in the low and mid 80s for the afternoon. Here is what we're seeing elsewhere in the inland northwest. We're talking about some upper 80s for Moses Lake, Grand Coulee, 90s in the LC Valley. The clouds going to be hanging around a little bit longer, even into the early afternoon around parts of North Idaho, and so places like Sandpoint, only about 81 degrees. There will be a chance for 1 or 2 isolated thunderstorms right along the U.S.-Canada border, so folks in our northern counties, we're going to be watching that again. Another place to watch along Highway 12 and areas south of there for the Camas Prairie down into the Lochsaw River country, where we're going to see 1 or 2 storms try and get themselves going from eastern Oregon through the afternoon. But you notice what's happening, or what's rather not happening. Wet weather not really hanging around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Maybe just a light sprinkle early tomorrow morning, and that's about it. Not too bad for Friday and Saturday for Hoop Fest activities, but it will start getting toasty by the time we're getting into those final games on Sunday afternoon, and it's looking hot next week.
Matt, thanks. It is now 6:24 on the dot.
It's been almost 15 years since a Washington State Cougar has gone in the first round of the NBA draft. However, that could change tonight. Coming up next in Morning Sports, the 2 guys with local ties to keep an eye out for this year's NBA draft. That's next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
We invite you to Mississauga Casino Hotel, where jackpots, food, and fun come together. As the area's only non-smoking casino, we're proud to be the place that treats you right. Stay and play, enjoy live table games, your favorite gaming machines, and bet on your favorite players and sports with Caesars Sportsbook. Check out our event space for your next special gathering. We're located north of Spokane on Highway 395 near Chewelah. Plan your visit today at Mississauga.com.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save and $5,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus, trade in an eligible vehicle and get $3,250 total cash allowance when you finance with GM Financial. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Elevate your summer at Silver Mountain Resort. Play 2 days in Idaho's largest indoor water park and enjoy one night in a beautiful condo for just $57 a person. Ride America's longest gondola for breathtaking scenic views or cruise the Northwest's #1 bike park. Create new family memories around the fire, an outdoor movie, or an evening stroll through the village. Just 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene on I-90. Elevate your summer at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
It started with a drive down 8th Avenue.
Wow, what is this place?
A permanent year-round market rooted in sustainability, equity, and community. BECU stepped in with trust-based philanthropy and a commitment to the community.
Our partnership with Scale House is helping our members, it's helping our community grow, thrive, get access to food.
From arts to agriculture, Scale House Market is a place where people grow together.
I'm 4 News Now Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker. Every little bit helps when it comes to protecting our river and aquifer. Learn to be water wise.
Today we're going to be talking about chemicals that you might put on your lawn. Some examples are pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers. When the fertilizers and pollutants get into our waterways, they can impact the fish and impact our drinking water. So today I'm going to ask you to use your lawn chemicals sparingly. Let's keep our waterways clean.
Tonight's first round of the 2025 NBA Draft will likely rewrite history books for the Washington State Cougars. Welcome into Morning Sports. I'm Sydney Berger. If Cedric Coward hears his name called, he'd be the first Coug to go in the first round since Klay Thompson was drafted in 2011. In pretty much every mock draft, Coward is listed as a first-round pick. In ESPN's latest draft predictions, they have Coward getting picked up 16th overall. That pick currently held by the Memphis Grizzlies. Coward was injured for the majority of last season with the Cougs, but still averaged almost 18 points and 7 rebounds in just those 6 games. But it was Coward's growth during his time with head coach David Riley at Eastern Washington, where Riley says he started to see the potential for Cedric to make it to the league.
Whatever workout we did as a team or as a group, he'd come back later that night, do the same thing, do it over and over, and make sure he had every detail down so he could take that next jump.
Whenever Cedric gets selected by a team, it will mark the first player Coach Riley recruited to get drafted. Riley coached Coward for 3 years, including those 2 seasons at Eastern, before they both made the move to WSU. Gonzaga's Ryan Nembhard could also hear his name called this year. He's a likely late second-round pick, and ESPN slotted him as 58th overall to the Cleveland Cavaliers in their updated mock draft. Nembhard was the face of the Zags during his time in Spokane, averaging 10.8 points last season. So while he wasn't always the center of the biggest plays, Nembhard was responsible for creating those big moments, which is why he led the entire nation in assists with 9.8. The first round of the NBA Draft begins tonight right here on ABC, and stay with us after the draft for a special edition of 4 News Now. We'll break down everything you need to know before Thursday's second round.
Lots of eyes on the draft tonight. Should be fun.
Definitely is now 6:28.
The Keller Ferry goes down again, forcing massive detours for the people who use it daily. The state is now responding with a new maintenance approach to keep you from getting stuck. What's changing? That's straight ahead.
Plus, Washington's new revenue forecast shows trouble ahead for the state. Weaker job growth and less spending drive the decline. The numbers next. And as we go to break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
It's our endless summer savings sales event where new Sierra 2500s come with $5,500 off MSRP or 3.95% APR. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
After a car wreck, the longer you wait, the harder it can be to get what you deserve. Don't let big insurance get ahead of you.
Our team acts quickly to handle everything for you.
After my recent accident, I knew I needed help. So I called Craig Swap and Associates. They really fought for me and treated me fairly every step of the way.
Don't wait. Call Craig Swap and Associates today and let us handle it for you. One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Now, playing your favorite games at Northern Quest could be the start of something big. Big as in a new Chevy Silverado 2500 heavy-duty pickup. It's our $120,000 payload payday. Just play daily to enter, and you could win your choice of a new Chevy Silverado or a truckload of cash. But then, how would you haul it home? You'll figure it out. The $120,000 payload payday, only at Northern Quest.
It's our endless summer savings sales event where you'll find new Sierra 1500s with savings up to $14,500 off MSRP. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
We are kicking off this half hour at the 4 News Now Story Tracker. It's following the stories people are reading about online this morning.
Mount Everest, the world's highest peak, is also known as the world's highest garbage dump. Mountaineers trying to conquer the summit often leave trash behind. Now, a Nepalese drone company known for using unmanned aerial vehicles to transport mountaineering equipment up the slope is using those same drones to transport trash back down. The campaign removed about 11 tons of trash last year. Some estimate 50 tons of garbage is still on the mountain.
If you're driving through Spokane Valley on I-90 tonight, heads up, we're helping you plan ahead. You can expect delays as repaving begins near the Barker Road interchange. Washington State DOT says eastbound I-90 at Barker will close tonight at 7 and stay closed through 4 a.m. During the closure, you'll have to detour by exiting I-90 at Barker, taking the roundabout, and then re-entering via the on-ramp. You can read more about this project by finding this story. It's up right now on KXLY.com. Good morning, Northwest. Thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Wednesday, June 25th. Let's check in right away with Matt Gray with your first alert forecast.
And we are seeing a little bit of a cloudiness in our skies, although things start to clear up a little bit around Spokane. But that's really kept things on the warm side this morning. These will probably end up being our lows today, 63 in both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And what we are going to see for this afternoon is, by the end of the day, at least pretty similar to what we saw yesterday around the region. Now, it is going to be windier today. You're going to notice the breeze as you step out the door already, and that's going to just increase as we head through the afternoon or into the afternoon. We'll see go from partly cloudy skies to mostly sunny for the afternoon as well, and those winds will be sustained about 15 miles an hour. They'll likely help clear us up with air quality as well. Temperatures will end up being in the low 80s again for this afternoon. You know, we're actually looking at slightly cooler temperatures as we reach the end of this week, but by this weekend, we're heating up again, and we are heating up in a big way through our Hoop Fest festivities and beyond around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. All of that coming up in your forecast.
Matt, thanks. The Department of Transportation is changing how it maintains the Keller Ferry to keep it running more consistently. The ferry was out of service Monday and part of Tuesday because of wear and tear on its camshaft. Now, the DOT says it's looking now to do more preventative maintenance in the future. When the ferry is out of service, detours can add an hour or more to people's travel times.
The Keller Ferry is a critical connection between Lincoln and Ferry counties. There's school service that uses it. There is mail carriers that use it, recreationalists. People live and work in those areas, and they use it on a daily basis.
The DOT is now collecting feedback about potential electronic signs that could be updated when the ferry isn't working. Right now, the manual signs it uses can take upwards of 3 hours to update.
Washington State's revenue forecast is out, and it's predicting a large drop in revenue over the next 4 years. This report's put together by the Washington State Economic and Revenue Forecast Council. Some of the reasons for the drop include weaker than expected job growth in the state, people spending less and making fewer big purchases like homes or new cars. The tariffs are also expected to have an impact by driving up inflation. Governor Bob Ferguson says he doesn't expect to have to call a special session to address the budget, but developments from the federal government could, quote, force me to revisit that question. The next revenue forecast is expected in September.
A scam alert this morning from the Washington State Department of Transportation. DOT wants to warn people about a new round of scam texts that are circulating. The text messages impersonate DOT and other state agencies. The Department of Transportation says it will never call or text anyone requiring payment for anything. It recommends not clicking on unknown links in texts or in your emails. If you receive a scam text, you can report it to the FTC.
Good morning, Northwest time is now 6:35.
Checking back in with meteorologist Matt Gray here. A look at that first alert forecast. It's looking pretty sunny out there as he's rounding the corner.
I am. I'm rounding the corner. I'm moving really fast. I was trying to get that last sip of coffee down.
No, don't blame me.
This morning.
Priorities, you know.
Hey, it was a little cloudy this morning. Now we're starting to see the sun come out across eastern Washington.
Awesome.
North Idaho could take a little bit longer. Winds picking up as well as you see the rustling of the trees here in downtown. We'll talk about some of the changes you'll see today coming up.
And still to come on Good Morning Northwest, your doctor may use BMI to check your weight, but new research says that method is flawed. The better way to measure your health after the break. First, here's what's coming up on GMA.
In this morning's GMA First Look, extreme heat warning. Here in New York, where parts of the region saw 100 degrees, many forced to work in these conditions, from outdoor services to emergency officials.
And mail delivery trucks like this one with USPS are sweltering. It says it's 106 degrees.
The call volume for even non-fires go up. So the amount of times members are getting dressed and undressed, by the time they actually get to a call, they could be dehydrated, already operating at a lesser than full capacity.
The FDNY says on hot days they see an increase in calls, from overheating wires and transformers to heat-related medical emergencies, creating a challenging environment for the rescue crews. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on the track and timing of when we'll get relief. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
How are folks 60 and older having fun these days?
Family cookouts.
Playing games. Dancing in the park.
Lactate is 100% real milk, just without the lactose. Delicious, too. Just ask my old friend Kevin.
Nothing like enjoying a cold one while watching the game. Who's winning?
We are, my friend. We are.
Oh, weeding is the worst. But now, there's Spruce. You'll see visible results in 1 hour and dead weeds in 1 day. And it's safe for use around people and pets. Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer. Spruce.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
AARP Spokane and BECU invite you to take steps towards a sharper mind and a stronger community. Join them for a free monthly Saturday morning walk series at Franklin Park, designed for older adults, where every step supports your health. Led by local AARP volunteers, the walks will be a fun and welcoming way to stay active, socially connected, and informed. Whether you're a casual stroller or a brisk walker, all activity levels are welcome, and no one gets left behind. The first walk is June 28th from 9 to 11. Visit this website for details.
When it comes to getting what's fair for your auto accident, the scales of justice can be a bit unbalanced.
Insurance companies are big, and they know it. They'll delay payment and deny valid claims,
hoping you'll give up and take a lowball offer.
So how do you get what's fair?
Call Russell and Hill.
We've handled thousands of injury cases and have the resources to make the insurance company pay up.
Injured and getting big timed by the insurance company?
Call 800-LAW-0842.
Welcome back at 6:40. A new report is shedding light on what went wrong before a door blew off a Boeing 737 in midair last year.
Investigators saying there's plenty of blame to go around. ABC's Andrew Fugii has the details.
This morning, the NTSB slamming Boeing and the FAA over safety failures that led to a terrifying mid-air incident.
Frankly, it's nothing short of a miracle that no one died.
This was the scene last year when a defunct emergency exit door ripped off an Alaska Airlines flight thousands of feet above Oregon. The cause? A door plug that was improperly bolted back onto the plane after routine work to replace rivets on the 737. Now the NTSB confirms Boeing is to blame, calling out poor practices at the company and oversight failures by the FAA.
An accident like this does not happen because of an individual or even a group of individuals. An accident like this only happens when there are multiple system failures.
According to the NTSB, Boeing's failure to provide adequate training, guidance, and oversight meant workers could not correctly comply with its parts removal process, meaning nobody made sure the door bolts that were removed were ever put back in. Officials still don't know who took out those bolts in the first place. The only person who knew how to properly replace them was reportedly on vacation when the plane was being repaired.
So we don't know who opened the door and closed the door.
The NTSB is also using the incident to renew calls for the FAA to ban infants from sitting on adults' laps during flights. A passenger on the Alaska Airlines flight says she feared her baby would be sucked out of the plane when that door came off. Andrea Fugii, ABC News, New York.
Takeaways today in your forecast. Cloudy and a little warm this morning. Definitely warmer than the last several mornings. We'll see breezy weather this afternoon. We're tracking that heat coming in for next week.
In News for Your Health today, professionals have long used the body mass index, or BMI, as a way to determine if someone is at a healthy weight. But the science is shifting. A new study published in the journal Annals of Family Medicine says BMI measurements overestimate the danger for some people, like those with muscular builds or larger frames. The approach we should be taking is with the bioelectrical impedance analysis, or BIA. This measures not only the percentage of body fat, but also your lean muscle mass and your water weight.
We've all said that for years. Like, there is just something so flawed with BMI. So nice to know. It's now 6:43.
Well, Hoop Fest weekend is just a couple days away now, but will downtown be ready? We have Hannah Joy live with a construction update for us.
Hoop Fest is on, but so is construction. Which routes to avoid? Coming up next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
From your head and shoulders, down to your toes, and everywhere in between. Kootenai Health provides advanced medicine right where you need it, right here in North Idaho.
Starting over is hard following a divorce because now it's just you. You are the one making the financial decisions for your family. As I've gone through this process, BECU was incredibly helpful, making sure that I could track down the financial documents that I needed or to open an account with my new name. I'm really proud of how far I've come, how I've been able to rebuild for myself and my family, and BECU is an important part of that.
We
We invite you to Mr. Casino Hotel, where jackpots, food, and fun come together. As the area's only non-smoking casino, we're proud to be the place that treats you right. Stay and play, enjoy live table games, your favorite gaming machines, and bet on your favorite players and sports with Caesars Sportsbook. Check out our event space for your next special gathering. We're located north of Spokane on Highway 395 near Chewelah. Plan your visit today at MrQuad.com.
Gold Seal Plumbing is the only local company to offer the Light Ray pipelining system, which allows us to repair your pipes without digging any holes and can be done in less than a day. Our factory-certified technicians use a high-speed chain cleaner that grinds away obstruction. Then our no-dig system pushes the liner down the pipe, and within minutes, the liner is hardened, making a seamless and durable pipe that will last decades. To see the full video, go to goldsealplumbing.com/trenchless and call Gold Seal Plumbing today. We're on our way.
In a world where life moves too fast, one place brings us back to what truly matters. Memories aren't made in traffic jams or office meetings. They're made out here, where the road leads to adventure and every mile is a story waiting to be told. At R&R RV, we don't just sell RVs. We fuel your journey with expert service and a passion for adventure, because the best moments in life don't fit inside four walls.
Triathletes, if your body reminds you that you are not, in fact, made out of iron, know that Kootenai Health is here for every stroke, pedal, and step of your journey. Find your specialist at kh.org.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:46. Thousands of players and fans are headed to the streets of downtown Spokane this weekend for Hoop Fest, some traveling even in from across the country.
But before you lace up those sneakers and make your way through lots of road construction zones downtown, Hannah Joy's live downtown. It sounds like things, though, Hannah, are going to be moving a lot better than we kind of anticipated this weekend.
That's right, Robin. So yes, I am here in downtown Spokane, and Hoop Fest is just around the corner. And you know what? If you're coming in town, across town, you need to know that downtown is under construction at a total major construction right here on Riverside and Stevens. And so what I want is, I'm right here with Kirsten Davis from the city of Spokane to tell us a little bit about the project and what's going on. How are roads going to be this weekend?
Yeah, so the whole plan is to have all of this cleared out so that people don't have obstructions when they come in to pick up their team packet, to come down for the event. So we really try to work with the event to make sure that we have the obstructions out of the way during the event. So this will all go away, and we'll have a nice new surface here on Stevens with another one to come on Washington later.
And so can people expect any backups, or are there going to be any delays of any sort?
There will be a lot of traffic because we have that many people coming to town, but it won't be because of construction.
And so for teams that are playing and people trying to arrive to get different things at Riverfront Park, also over at the convention center, how will you guys maintain that? What is the construction going to be like for that?
We won't have any construction happening at that time. So what people will normally do and how they'll get around, it'll be typical Hoop Fest traffic.
And is that as well as with traffic and parking as well?
Yes, I mean, streets shut down Friday evening, so we can set up the court, so that the organization can set up the courts. But other than that, people can get through just like they always have.
Okay, and it sounds like the city is really, really prepared to handle everything and everyone that's coming this weekend. So when will the project resume so everyone knows?
After the 4th of July, we'll get started on Washington.
Okay, so it's best that even people plan ahead as well with all of this that's happening with Hoop Fest and this exciting time. So back to you guys in studio.
Some good news. Yeah, because right now it's not fun to drive downtown, but it'll be a nice little break.
It will be a nice little break. I'm sure everyone will be thrilled about that. And thrilled that it won't be storming like it did at the end of Hoop Fest last year. But then you're dealing with something else, you know, then you're dealing with the heat coming up.
Yeah, so it is going to start heating up a little bit as we head into the back end of Hoop Fest. So those late games on Sunday, it's going to start feeling a little bit toasty. It feels toasty right now. This is much, much warmer than we've seen for the past several mornings. I mean, after all, last Saturday, these were even warmer than some of our high temperatures around much of the region. So just a few days, things change pretty quickly sometimes. With your inland northwest weather, pretty mild. You don't need any sort of extra layer or anything like that as you head out the door this morning. 9, 10 plus degrees warmer than we were at this time yesterday. This will likely be the warmest morning we have this week. For this afternoon, temperatures pretty similar to what we saw yesterday. We were in the low to mid 80s. We'll see that again across much of the region. 82 for Pullman, St. Mary's, Kellogg and Sandpoint at 81. We'll have a couple of showers trying to keep themselves going in the afternoon across or near the U.S.-Canada border in some of our northern counties. 88 for Moses Lake, 90s in the LC Valley. Speaking of LC Valley, another place we are going to watch for this afternoon. But let's start off with what most of us are going to experience, which is it's going to be a little windy today. You saw our sky cam shaking a little bit, so those winds getting up to sustain about 15 miles an hour this afternoon. Gusts in that 20-mile-an-hour range. Practicing some good fire safety again this afternoon, even though the other conditions around it besides the winds are much better than they've been recently when it comes to windy afternoons and fire danger. Speaking of fires, we've had some smoky conditions over the last 24 hours. Those winds blow that smoke out of here. We'll still continue to see some haze around the Methow Valley from some fires burning near the Lake Chelan area. As far as our forecast radar, going to be looking for those Canadian border storms and a storm or two south of Lewiston as we head into your afternoon and evening. We'll take a look at that Hoop Fest weather coming up in a few minutes.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
After a car wreck, the longer you wait, the harder it can be to get what you deserve.
After my recent accident, I called Craig Swap and Associates. They treated me fairly every step of the way.
One call, that's all.
Call the 9s, 509-999-9999.
Summer has arrived, and that means barbecues on the back deck. And nobody has a better selection of decking than the decking pros at Windsor Plywood. Whatever you need, Windsor has it, including great railing options.
Windsor Plywood. Looks like we made it.
Barry Manilow. The last Spokane concert. Barry Manilow. See him performing all the hits for one night only at Spokane Arena Friday, July 11th. Get tickets now at ticketswest.com.
Exploring different regions throughout the Northwest and beyond can be fun and educational. 4 News Now would like to showcase these locations with Travel for Adventures.
Moses Lake is the perfect place for family getaways and exploring.
From camping, fishing, and ATVing around the lake to outdoor concerts, farmers markets, and air shows, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Visit tourmoseslake.com.
Annual events like Springfest, the Moses Lake Air Show, and the Grant County Fair are a blast. And check out the BMX State Qualifier, Vintage Hydroplane Test and Tune Days, and the Sand Scorpion Freestyle event.
For a low-key vacation, how about the Great Golf, Water Park, or one-day Art Fest? The Amani Festival, celebrating Hispanic cultures, takes place in September.
Moses Lake, Washington. It's the perfect place to explore.
Discover more places you might like to visit. Go to kxly.com/travel for adventures.
Summer's heating up, but your home doesn't have to. During Mainstream's No Sweat Summer Sales event, it's easier than ever to upgrade your comfort with the best financing offer of the year. For a limited time, enjoy 6 months, no payments, no interest on new AC systems. Stay cool, save big, worry less. Call Mainstream today or visit mainstreamhomeservices.com to take advantage of this amazing offer. Cooler air is just a click or call away. Don't sweat it. Mainstream has you covered.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:53, and it's time to get you ready to take on your Wednesday in the morning sprint. We've got meteorologist Matt Gray with a look ahead if there's some sunny and warmer weather for your Hoop Fest weekend.
And Hannah Joy is helping you prepare to get around downtown as the biggest 3-on-3 basketball tournament in the world gets underway.
But first, new questions this morning about whether a U.S. strike actually destroyed Iran's nuclear program.
A leaked Pentagon report suggests the damage may be far less than President Trump claims. But the president doubling down on his claim that the Iranian nuclear sites were destroyed from the U.S. strikes. One top U.S. military commander says even after Saturday's attack, Iran remains a serious threat to U.S. forces in the Middle East. You can see the latest on the Israel-Iran conflict on Good Morning America beginning at 7 o'clock.
It is a very mild morning across the inland northwest, quite warm in the 60s. We are seeing some cloud cover this morning. That will begin to ease up a little bit as we head into the afternoon. So expect a sunny afternoon. Temperature similar to yesterday in the 80s. It'll be a little windier, and that'll help sweep out some lingering smoke and haze that's been hanging around for this early morning. Temperatures cool off slightly Thursday, Friday, but we start heating up for Hoop Fest weekend.
A faith-based group led a vigil outside the ICE building in Spokane Monday. People filled the area with the sounds of song and prayer, gathering for this calm vigil. While the tone different from the protests we saw on June 11th, people attending the vigil say the message was still the same. The vigil, organized by faith leaders and leaders of conscience known as FLLC, they call it Truthful Tuesday, and they hope to continue doing it every week.
A man in Post Falls could face the death penalty if found guilty of shooting and killing his ex-girlfriend's boyfriend. Jason Rook is charged with first-degree murder, burglary, stalking, and destroying evidence in the death of 46-year-old Nathan Rogers. Rook pleaded not guilty. His trial is scheduled to start September 22nd.
This morning, fire departments across multiple agencies are scrambling to catch who's behind 12 intentionally set fires around Upriver Drive. Because the fires have been happening in the same area at the same time of day and without any trash or debris around them, fire departments say it's clear they're not accidental. If you see any suspicious activity or someone starting fires in the area, take note of their description and call 911.
Some paving work is going to close the Maple Street on and off ramps to I-90 starting tomorrow night. The maintenance is scheduled to begin between 8 and 10 Thursday night. It'll last through 5 o'clock Friday morning. The right lane of I-90 near the ramp closure will also be restricted during that time. If you usually use the eastbound I-90 Maple Street off-ramp and need to travel during the construction time frame, you can detour to the Division Street off-ramp instead. You can see a full list of current construction projects on KXLY.com.
Hoop Fest is just days away, and the city of Spokane is ready to handle it. And you know what? I'm here on Washington and even Stevens, and what we know is that they are ready to handle it, and it will resume on after July 4th. Reporting back.
Well, some things to consider to help you stay in the game for Hoop Fest. We got Hoop Fest Medical Director Dr. Nicholas Strasser saying players should start preparing now to avoid injuries. He recommends aggressive hydration several days before the event, playing pickup games to warm up, and wearing proper footwear with ankle protection. Multi-Care Medical Tents will be providing some free assessments during the event.
Tell us about your team. Go to the 4 News Now Facebook page and share a few details. We will cover the event. You may just see a 4 News Now crew at your game this weekend. And by the way, brackets drop this afternoon to see when and where you play during Hoop Fest.
And speaking of basketball, we'll have some adjusted newscasts today because of the NBA draft. You can watch a special edition of 4 News Now starting at 4 o'clock. Then draft coverage starts at 5. Stay tuned right after the draft to see which college players have their NBA dreams coming true. Could be a couple of Cougs.
We hope so. Hey, we will be back with a final check of weather coming up for you right after this. And as we send you off to a quick break, look at this beautiful shot of downtown Spokane.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save and $5,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus, trade in an eligible vehicle and get $3,250 total cash allowance when you finance with GM Financial. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
4 News Now anchors, not just in the newsroom, but in the community, doing the work, listening to you, asking questions to help keep your family safe. We're the people you trust on your screens and in your neighborhood. And we'll always be there on 4 News Now.
A little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of haze still lingering around the inland northwest this morning. Some of the breeziness we'll see this afternoon will help blow some of that haze away. Going to continue to be fairly dry around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. The temperatures will be slightly cooler for Thursday and Friday. Probably a good thing, too. It might be our last ones for a little while. We get up into the 80s and upper 80s by the end of Hoop Fest weekend, and then we get very hot to start off July as we get up into the middle and even upper 90s around the region by this time next week.
Wow. It's going to be hot. Thanks for starting your day here on Good Morning Northwest.
We'll see you throughout the morning on Good Morning America. It starts next.